7th December 1941, the Japanese launched a surprise attack on the United States Naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The attack lasted for about 2 hours and left over 2,400 Americans dead and nearly 1,200 wounded. The attack was a significant turning point in World War II, as it prompted the United States to enter the war and ultimately played a major role in the defeat of Japan. The attack on Pearl Harbor was planned and executed by the Japanese Imperial Navy. The primary goal was to destroy the American fleet and prevent the United States from interfering with Japanese military operations in Southeast Asia. The Japanese hoped that by launching a surprise attack, they could knock out the American fleet before the United States had a chance to respond. The attack began at 7:55 a.m. when the first wave of Japanese planes launched their attack on the base. The planes were armed with bombs and torpedoes and targeted the battleships, aircraft carriers, and other military installations. The attack was swift and devastating, catching the American forces by surprise. The American response was slow and disorganized. The surprise attack had left the base in chaos, and the American forces were unable to mount an effective defense. Despite this, some American pilots managed to get their planes off the ground and engage the Japanese attackers. However, the losses were heavy, and many of the planes were destroyed on the ground. The attack on Pearl Harbor shocked the American people and prompted an immediate response from the US government. The next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt asked Congress to declare war on Japan, which it did without hesitation. The US entry into the war changed the course of the conflict and ultimately led to the defeat of Japan. In the aftermath of the attack, the United States began a massive mobilization effort to prepare for the war. This included ramping up production of weapons and equipment, enlisting millions of soldiers and workers, and launching military offensives in Europe, Africa, and Asia. The legacy of the attack on Pearl Harbor is still felt today. The event is remembered as a tragic day in American history and a defining moment in World War II. The attack brought the United States into the war and ultimately played a major role in shaping the post-war world order.